Man dies after gun attack at home in Central Village. A 58-year-old man was fatally shot at his home in Central Village, St. Catherine. He has been identified as Stephen Brown, a mason from compound in the area. According to reports, around 10:20 p.m., Brown was at home when he was attacked by unknown assailants who shot him. He was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. No motive has been established for the killing. The incident remains under investigation. Jamaican woman in New York who was reported missing found family grateful. Late Hill Marson, the Jamaican woman in New York who was reported missing by her family, has been found alive and well. The 61-year-old was located in hospital in Bronx where members of her family visited her. An intense search was launched to find Hill Marson, who had been missing since Wednesday, March 5th, after leaving the law firm where she worked on 3rd Avenue in Manhattan to attend a doctor's appointment in Columbian Hospital on the Upper West Side. Hill Marson's sister, Karen Linder, told reporters that she was resting well at the hospital after being sedated. "We are happy and thankful that she is safe and alive," stated Lindo. She expressed gratitude to those who helped to search for her sister. "Our thanks goes out to all the people who assisted in trying to find her. We thank the NYPD, New York Police Department, the Fire Department, EMS, Emergency Medical Services, all the people on social media, school chat rooms, and reporters for their support. We also thank the people who help us put flyers around the city," she noted. Linda told reporters that she has no information on how her sister ended up at the hospital, but believes she might have become confused and disoriented. "To the people who took her to the hospital, our special thanks. We would really like to hear from you," she stated. Security camera footage from Columbian Hospital showed her leaving the building shortly after 5 p.m. on the day she went missing, but her family members had not heard from her since, Linda stated. Finance Minister Favor Williams says government has access to over $130 billion in a special shock absorption fund. The finance minister has announced that the government has access to over $130 billion in a special fund. This fund will be used to help the country recover swiftly from major catastrophes such as natural disasters. In her maiden presentation to start the budget debate in Parliament yesterday, Mrs. Favor Williams highlighted that the $130.6 billion National Natural Disaster Risk Financing Shock Absorber has various levels of response and related funding. While chastising the former People's National Party administration for failing to put in contingencies in place, Mrs. Williams praised the current Jamaica Labour Party government for having foresight to set aside funds for disaster response. Minister Favor Williams, she assured that the government is committed to continuing to strengthen the multi-layers risk financing.
That policy says, in times of disaster, start with what you can reallocate, what you can defer, what you can delay or cancel. If that is not enough, go to the next layer, the contingency fund and the National Disaster Fund. This is $4.8 billion. Then you go to the next level, the National Natural Disaster Reserve Fund, that has $1 billion. Together, these two funds total $5.8 billion. And the important thing, Madam Speaker, is that they are Jamaica's own resources. And if that is not enough, we have two contingent credit arrangements, thanks to our international partners. This month, we added yet another layer, the catastrophe deferred drawdown of $6.5 billion to the shock absorber we already had. Layered on top of that is the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, $19.2 billion. And then, if we get one of those really bad disasters, we have the catastrophe bond for $25 billion. When you add all of that up, Madam Speaker, that's a total of $130.6 billion. That is the size of our shock absorber, Madam Speaker. They, on the other side, in all the years they have been in government, spending. did not consider the future of Jamaica to contingencies for disaster. Yes, I will give them credit for continuing the payment for the CRIF insurance, which was started under us during 2007 to 2012. But there was nothing else, no contingencies, other than the begging that I see practicing in the US recently. Can you imagine if this government had not put in place this multi-layered national natural disaster financing policy to ensure we recover quickly from Beryl and Raphael in record time? All now we would be in darkness, without water. The roads would be impassable. Schools would not have been repaired. No cash resources would be available for farmers, businesses, and families.
Cockatoo remembered. Of the countless artists Mikey Bennett worked with, he regarded Cockatoo among the most spontaneous. He said the singer, who died from cancer at the age of 65 in Florida, had a knack for making hit songs from nothing. In the late 1980s, they were members of produced Lloyd King Jammy, James and Robert Bobby Digital Dixon's Waterhouse Camp. Bennett was an artist, producer, and a songwriter. First thing, Cockatoo loved soul music. He loved the classic melodies and had a style that you leaned on sound system. He knew how to move a crowd, and he translated that in the studio. Bennett told reporters. He pointed to Who She Loved, a song by Home T, Shabba Ranks, and Cockatoo as a classic example of the Bennett artist's creativity. It was meant to be a song for Home T, Bennett's group, but when Cockatoo heard the draft, he stepped in and changed its structure. Him say, you have to put a little spin in a hit. And when him start to sing, I look at Bobby and said, that's it. He took the first verse, Home T's lead song took the second, and Shabba added his part. Bennett recalled. That was the greatness of Cockatoo. Born Calvin Scott in Rocky Point, Clarendon, Cockatoo got into music full-time in the late 1970s after failing to become a jockey at Caymanas Park. He became part of the producer Henry Jungle Law's Volcano label and sound system, scoring his first hit in 1984. At the time, Barrington Levy was the main singer for Volcano. He said it was Laws who first introduced him to the budding singer. John Joe came to me and said, "Me have a youth who sing just like you, and him come Clarendon like you." Levy recalled. He told reporters that he and Cockatoo were close friends for over 40 years. All I can say about Cockatoo is, if him have something to tell him a go and him a go do it, him a go tell it to your face, not behind your back, shared Levy. During the 1980s and 1990s, Cockatoo had a number of hit songs, among them Kingston Hot, Lost My Sonia, Young Lover, Lonesome Slide, and Holy Mount Zion. In addition to Who She Loved, he made the charts and Home Tea and Shabba Ranks with the Defiant Pirates anthem. Holy Mount Zion was also named off his only album for the Mountain Records released in 1997. British singer Joss Stone sampled Young Lover for Harry's Symposium, a song from her 2015 album Water for Your Soul. In 2008, Cockatoo released the song Barack Obama as homage to the United States Senator from Ebenezer, who was elected the country's first black president in November that year. Minister of Entertainment and Culture Oliver Grange, while expressing sadness at the passing, described him as a prolific writer and an excellent performer, adding that we have lost a great Jamaican artist and will continue to honor and treasure what he has left us. Dr. Deborah Hecklin Garden, PNP spokesperson for culture and creative industries, reflecting on his work, said Cockatoo was a cultural ambassador whose music carried the heartbeat of Jamaica to the world. His songs were more than melodious. They were messages of unity, resilience, and faith. His voice and message will live on through his timeless music. The artist is survived by his widow, Malvia, 8 children, 6 grandchildren, and many brothers and sisters. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.